Heyo, it's story time. Today, I would like to tell you a work story. A story about Steve Aoki. Now, to preface this, I work in a nightclub. I do security at a nightclub. And on this particular day, it was a Steve Aoki night. Steve Aoki was going to be DJing. Now, when you work in a nightclub, you kind of know how the night is going to go based on what DJ is performing. This is especially important for security because you know what kind of crowd to expect, you know how they have behaved in the past, that kind of thing. You know how busy it's gonna be. Just you know how your night's gonna go based on who's performing. Now, if you're not familiar with nightclub music, Steve Aoki's pretty popular. And another key thing to note if you're unfamiliar with the Steve Aoki performance, he has a song called Cake Face. Now, on this particular day, I come in and one of the security leads, which is like our direct supervisor, a lead, he checks, he checks my cards. When you show up, they check your cards, your like security card and your alcohol management card, just some shit you have to have on you when you work security in a nightclub. And when I come in to hand him my cards, he's got a big smile on his face. He says, "You're at LED board." Now, the significance of this is that LED board is the position directly in front of the DJ booth. Basically, you're in between the crowd and the DJ booth. And on a Steve Aoki night, that means you're gonna get cake on you. Now, the tentative title of this story is Steve Aoki is a Sadist. So, to keep this from becoming too long of a story about the Cake Face song. When Steve Aoki plays this song, he gets up on the DJ booth and all the girls in the crowd get up on a guy's shoulders and he throws a cake at their face. Hence the name Cake Face. Now, if you haven't seen this, these aren't little baby cakes. These aren't little, serve 3 or 4 people cakes. These are like sheet cakes. These are like serving 25 people minimum, maybe like 30-person cakes. These are huge cakes. And he doesn't, just lightly toss it at them. He cocks back and nails them in the face. I've seen girls get nailed so hard they fall off the guy's shoulders. Now, as you can imagine, this type of shit is a nightmare for security. Normally, we don't let people get on others' shoulders. This is normally something that's not ever allowed. But Steve Aoki gets on the mic when it's Cake Face time and he's like, "Get on your shoulders, get on someone's shoulders." So everyone starts doing this. Now, sometimes people will try and stop people from getting on their shoulders. Like, Aoki has performed about 4 times at the venue, and there's no point in trying to get people to get off their shoulders. The DJ told them to get on someone's shoulders. They're not gonna get down. Anyways, on to the important part. After the cake after the cake face song is played and the cake throwing has happened, cake just covers the entire floor. Like, the area up in front of the DJ booth is just completely covered in this cake. And at the venue I'm at, they have this faux kind of marble floor. I imagine it's not marble floor. It could be. I mean, they're making enough money that it actually could be real marble floor. But it's just this hard, very slick surface. And when it gets covered in cake, this is just, it's like a pond frozen over. It's like so unbelievably slick. Now, after the cake face song is played, the floor is slick, and everyone's just slipping and sliding, falling all over each other. He does something every single time. Every time he's been there, after the cake face song is played, he gets up on the DJ booth and he pulls out a stack of t-shirts. And he starts swinging them around because he's going to throw them into the crowd. Now, I don't know if you've ever been at a live performance where they throw out t-shirts. People lose their minds over getting these free t-shirts. I don't know what it is. I mean, if I was there, I'd be like, yeah, cool. I mean, I'll try and catch one. But these people lose their minds over the fucking t-shirts. They go after and fight over these t-shirts like they're lined with money. It makes no sense. They are probably like $20 on his website or something. But he throws out these t-shirts and people are like fighting over them. People are like it's the fucking NBA finals. They're boxing each other out, like grabbing the rebound. Like, it's just completely bananas. So the cake face events go down, and now it's time for t-shirt throwing. So the floor is just completely slick, covered in this cake. Before even the t-shirt throwing happens, people are barely able to stand up. People are barely able to get off the dance floor. It's just a nightmare. And then he gets up on the DJ booth and starts swinging these t-shirts around. Like, he's hyping people up. Like, he doesn't just get up and throw them out. He gets up there on the booth and he's like fucking swinging. He's whipping these things around. People are losing their shit. They're just screaming. They're running forwards. Now, everyone starts running forwards, and then they get to the part of the floor that's covered in cake. And the moment they step foot onto this part of the floor that's covered in cake, they just immediately start slipping, sliding, falling on their ass. Girls are there in heels. The heels are just like, in normal shoes, you're fucking slipping and falling on this cake. These girls are running up in heels and just ankles are breaking left and right. Fucking girls are falling. They're trying to grab onto their girlfriend like that's gonna do anything. The girlfriend's in heels too, so they're just grabbing the girl, bringing her down. Girls are fucking falling on top of each other. There's a fucking 5-girl pileup in front of the DJ booth. It's just fucking madness. And this happens every time without fail. Once the cake face segment is over, now it's t-shirt throwing time. And I think that Steve Aoki just enjoys seeing these people fall all over each other, because every time without fail, these are subsequent. This happens right after the other. I think after DJing for a long enough time, you know, you DJ these huge festivals, hundreds of thousands of people, you'll get bored. You get bored after a while, and so he came up with this cake face t-shirt time 1-2 punch on the crowd, and just enjoys watching the mayhem that follows. So there you go. A story from the life of security, from HazMatt, nightclub security. Steve Aoki is a sadist.